Welcome students to our next session of queuing theory. As of now, you have learned the different systems, basic background of a queuing theory, the aim, the objective, and the system disciplines and the elements of a particular queuing theory. So today we are going in depth, you can say, to the formulas we are going to use in the solution for the numericals of queuing theory. So let us start. In a queuing theory, you already know, you are already familiar with the term arrival rate. Say in a system, so in this particular system you can see this is the, say, they are the customers or units, you can say, okay, or units or customers, you can say. So this is the service area where service being provided, okay, and this is, say, they are the served customers and they are getting out of the system, okay. So here is the input, here is our input source, and this is our output source. So these customers are entering, making a queue over here, then getting served and getting out of the system after being served, okay. So arrival rate, you are already familiar with the arrival rate. Arrival rate is given as lambda and its unit is per hour only, okay. That is the arrival rate. Now for the service rate, we know service rate is mu per hour, okay. That is the service rate. Now talking about the single server or multi-server, multi-channel, you already know, you already have the basic concept of the different phases, channels. I have already given a session and a video session about this particular multi-channel, single channel. Let us once again discuss with the single channel in a short time, okay. Single server, just to recall, single server means, say, for a you can say, take a particular doctor's clinic, okay, no problem in that. So particular doctor's clinic, there is only one doctor sitting, so the server will be single, okay. Say a number of customers are allowed to come, particular number of customers are allowed to come. Now single server, why are we telling this a single server? As because it is doctor's clinic, okay. In particular doctor's clinic, what happens, only a single doctor is seated over here and he's allowed, he'll be checking the patients only, okay. So only single server, this is a single server concept, okay. But the model, the queue model can be infinite one. If suppose the doctor says there is no restrictions, then infinite number of queue model can be, we can say infinite number of model, infinite number of customers can come. But if the doctor says that for today only, for every day I will only see about 10 to 20 customers only, then that will be a finite queue model, okay. So this is the single server, but you can also tell it as a infinite queue model also, okay. Now let us talk about multi-server, okay. So multi-server, we have here, say, multiple server. Multiple server, say, take metro. Metro are a very common service, In metro, what we are doing, there are several counters, 2, 3, 4, or even it can have a 5 counter. In railway also, railway counters, railway ticket counters, okay, they are having many more counters. So these counters you can say as the servers for this particular queuing theory. So you can see there are many servers, so it is known as multiple server. And for this one, this is a single server, okay. Now I think you have got the idea of multiple server and single server. And this one also infinite, you can say this one also has infinite queue model, as because there is no finite limit or restrictions that this much number of customers will be given ticket or something like that. So infinite customers can arrive at metro or railway ticket counters. So this can be also known as infinite queue model. Okay, infinite queue model. Now next let us say about some let me get that for you. Let us talk about some multiple, or I can say finite queue length. For finite queue length, you have to take example of, say a garage. You can take for finite queue length. Okay. For finite queue length model, you can take say garage. In this particular garage, only a finite number of automobiles are allowed at a time for repairment only. Okay. Say only 3 units are available at a time to get service. Okay. You can also say parking lot. In parking lot, what happens? If the queue is full, say if the queue is full, there are no spaces left behind to accommodate more vehicles, then there will be no allowing of any more vehicles. So these models, you can see, these models, garage and parking lot, you can say as finite queue length. Okay. Now let us come to directly to the concept behind the different formulas. Okay. So we have lambda and mu. Lambda is the arrival rate, and it depends on Poisson's distribution. As because we don't know how much units of customers are going to come at a particular time, so we take, sometimes it also known as mean or average arrival rate, as because we don't know what is the actual rate, that is, it is random. Okay, so it is also known as mean or average arrival rate only. Okay, and its distribution is Poisson's distribution. Okay, now I'll just simply give you a fair idea, and I'm not going into the mathematical depth of this particular theory or formulas, as because that is beyond our syllabus. We are not using that particular concept in solving numerical solving, but you have to have a clear idea of what we are going to use in the particular solving during solving of numerical solving. So we are going to have a fair and clear idea. Okay, but not to the depth. So mu is the service rate. Mu is the service rate. Okay. Now what is the service rate? The rate at which a customer is being served. Okay. It can be fixed or it can vary, as I earlier told you in the different models we are going to solve. So this follows exponential distribution. Okay. This follows exponential distribution. Now, talking about this particular Poisson's distribution or exponential distribution, let me give you a better knowledge of probability. Simple mathematical knowledge. Pn for in number of units. It is a probability. The formula you already know. In engineering mathematics we have done this. E to the power minus lambda t by n factorial. Okay, this is a simple formula. You already have the knowledge of probability. Now the mean is given by lambda into t, and the variance is also lambda into t. So these two things you already know. It's because of Poisson's distribution. When we are taking the Poisson's distribution, this is the two formula, well-known formula for probability. Okay. Now, if for say p for t time, which will be less than equal to t, that is 1 minus e to the power mu t. And what is the t? T is nothing but the service time. Okay, that is the service time, and this t denotes the target service. Okay, this is our target and this is the service time. So it cannot exceed this one. This can be equal to or less than. Okay, this is a target service. Okay, next. So these two are very common formula, you already know. And for this particular, we have the mean is 1 by mu and variance is equal to 1 by mu square. Okay. Now let us talk about the variables of the different inputs and outputs in a particular queuing system. So let us talk about the variables. So a typical, queuing system. So this is the input and this is the output. So this is the input source. This is the output. So these are say n number of customer unit, whatever you want to say, customers. Okay. Now this is the system where say P0, you can say P1, P2 dot Pn. Okay. So there are n, you can say n number of customers can be there at a time. Okay. So now we have got the inputs. So what are the inputs over here? The inputs will be lambda, mu and c. C will be the number of server. If it is single, then it is single server. It is more than one, that is you can say multiple server, whatever. Okay. Let us see the output factors. Okay. The outputs are ls, lq, ws, wq. I will give a class on particularly the formula list of queuing theory, where we will get all the formulas relating to the first model in a single page, and you can write it down or you can take a screenshot, and that particular formula we will be using for solving further numerics. Okay. So as of for now, you just understand what are the input and what are the output services over here. Okay. We have got the input source as the arrival rate or mean arrival rate, you can say better, and mu is the service rate, and see the number of server, you can say. And this inside this particular system, we have got P0, P1, P2, Pn. Okay. So P0 is the when there is 0, you can say 0 units or no customer, you can say. Okay. So it is a 0 units, P0, and the output sources are ls, lq, ws and wq. Okay. I think you already know what is ls, what is lq, what is ws. Ls, lq, ws, wq I have written it over here. Ls is the system length. That is the system length means those who are standing in the queue and plus being served. Okay. So this is the system length, and lq is the queue length, and wq is the average waiting time in a queue. Ws is the system total time spent in the system, you can say average waiting time in the total queue system. That is the waiting time plus system time. So that's all you need to know to solve the particular queuing theory numericals. Okay. Now two more formulas are there also. There I can say these are the one is ls equal to lambda into ws. Okay. And the next one is lq equal to lambda into wq. Okay. So these two formula are very important. They are also known as Little's formula. Little's formula also. Okay. So it is very important also and easy to remember also. ls, this is the length. Okay. So you can say it is a distance. Okay. And this is the mean arrival rate, and this is the time. Okay. So you know already distance equal to this one. I can write it over. Distance equal to velocity into time. Okay. So if you remember this formula, if you already know distance equal to velocity into time, you can say, so, or speed you can say into time. So this particular formula you can use to remember these two formulas. ls is the system length, lambda is the arrival, and ws is the ls means ws, ss that will match. Similarly, Q will match. Okay, so LS and LQ you can remember from this formula only. Okay, similarly you can also write as WS equal to LS by lambda. Okay, and WQ equal to LS LQ by lambda. So these two formulas are important to remember. Now let us move to the probability of finding at least one in a system. Let us say at least two in a system. Okay, so let us find at least 2 person in a system. So let us write find at least 2 people in the system. What is the probability? So we can use P where n will be greater than or equal to 2 is given by P0, P1 will be obsolete here. So from P2 will start plus P3 plus dot. Okay. Now you know P0 plus P1 plus P2 plus dot infinity will give you, these are the probabilities, will give you 1 only. Okay, so P where n greater than equal to 2 equal to 1 minus P0, this one goes there. Okay, we are calculating for P2 only, we can omit this portion also. Okay, so for finding P2 only, this is 1 minus P0 minus P1. Okay, minus P0 minus P1. So finding 2 people in a particular system, the probability is 1 minus P0 minus P1. Okay, now you have the concept, you are developing concept, I think. Now for the for the probability of having no customer in the system is given by P0 equal to 1 minus rho. And what is rho? It is sometimes known as the utilization factor. Okay, it is known as a utilization factor also. It is defined by the ratio of lambda by mu. Okay, lambda by mu. As I earlier told you, it is also sometimes called as mean service rate, as because the service rate for every customer is not fixed. Suppose we take the mean mu as a fixed one, then we can call it simply as a service rate. But in general, in real practice, the service rate for each customer does not remains same all the time. Okay, so we are going to call this term, that is the arrival, as mean or average arrival time, and the service rate also as mean service rate also. Now let us talk about the lambda by mu. What does that mean? It is a ratio, and we are going to use this particular ratio, that is a rho, in solving different numericals. Okay, this rho must always be less than 1, as because this is the service rate. Okay, so service rate, that is mu, should always be greater than arrival rate. Why? For satisfying this particular relation, rho greater than 1, this must be greater than this one, as because say the service rate is greater than the arrival rate. That means the Q will be forming and forming and forming, and it goes on. So never ending Q will be formed. So we have to reduce the service time as of this one. Okay, say for you can say let lambda equals to 10, then mu should be at least 8. Okay, or 9 you can say. It should not be equal to 10. It should not be equal to 10. Okay, as because when both this and this becomes same, rho equal to 1, and this is not in our syllabus. Okay, this should always be less than 1. But from I think GATE 2005, a problem came where rho equal to 1 was given there. I will solve that problem for you also. Now let us come to the the particular abbreviation of the different models. What does that abbreviation mean? Let us come to the model abbreviation. the first model which we will going to learn today, that is the m/m/1 is to FCFS, and it is infinity, that is in infinity. Okay, so what does that particular mean? Okay, now this m means the first one, it means the arrival rate that is given in lambda per hour. Okay, and the second one means service rate. Okay, this mu, service rate, there is a mu, okay, per hour. Okay, now this one means it is the number of server. Okay, so this is the arrival rate, this is the service rate, and this is the number of server. If it is having one server only, then it will be single server. Okay, now FCFS, you already know what is FCFS. They first come, first serve. Okay, and also this comes under the heading queue discipline. Okay, first serve, next comes your last in, first out. Okay, zero. Okay, so these are the queue disciplines. Now alpha is alpha. Now it is the infinity. Infinity means it is the queue length. Second one is the queue length. For this model we are having infinite queue length. Now this one means the infinite population model. Infinite population model. So it is very important. Now you can take a screenshot or you can write it down to some notebook. So this all the abbreviation we are going to use in the different models. Okay, so infinite model, you already know what is the infinite model. Okay, so as we have the basic idea, we proceed to the problem. Says at a particular production machine, part arrive at 0.35 parts per minute. This is the arrival rate given over here. So the first step to solve a problem fast and easily, you have to write down what they are already given in the particular numerical. So first step, you just write it down. So it gives arrival. Arrival means lambda, you can say, that is 0.35 parts per minute. But I have already mentioned that you have to convert this mu and lambda always per hour in only. Okay, so let us convert it into, hour. So multiplying by 60, we'll get 21 parts per hour. Next, proceed to the next line. Mu is also given as 2 minutes. Okay, so mu is also given at 2 minutes. It can also be converted into per hour. That will give you 60 by 2. Okay, that is service rate. Okay, per hour we have to convert. It gives 2 minutes. Say a part is being repaired. Okay, the repairing time of the particular part is 2 minutes. So in hour we have to convert. That is, we have to divide 2 by 60 by 2. So it gives you 30 parts per hour. Okay, I think it is clear to both of you, as because I can also, let me write it again. It takes 2 minutes to repair a particular part, say one part. Okay, we know in 1 hour we have got 60 minutes. Okay, so in 60 minutes how many parts will be repaired? So in 1 minute 1 by 60 part will be repaired. So in 60 minutes, sorry, 2 minutes one part is being repaired. Now in 1 minute 1 by 2 part will be repaired. So in 60 minutes, that is per hour, in 60 minutes 60 by 2, that is 30 part. So per hour 30 part will be repaired. So I think now it is clear to you how is the arrival service rate is being converted to per hour. Okay, now let us take what they are asking in the problem. What is the probability that a random part arrivals that have already 8 parts in the system? Okay, so 8 parts already in the system. So what is the probability? So for finding probability of 8 parts, we know the formula rho to the power n, okay, P0 is equal to for 8 parts we have got P8, okay, equal to, we can say, rho to the power 8 into P0. You can easily say that. Now P0 is nothing but, I have already given in the first one, that is P8 1 minus rho. P0, that is the system being ideal. The formula of finding zero probability in the system is given by formula 1 minus rho. So for finding 8 parts in the system, that is the, what is the probability of finding 8 parts in the system, you just simply have to use this formula, rho to the power 8 into 1 minus rho. Now what is rho? We have to find. Rho is given by, you already know, it is the utilization factor. It is given by lambda by mu. Lambda is how much? 21 and mu is 30. Okay, so it gives you how much? 7.7. okay, 0.7. So you can say rho is 0.7 to the power 8 and 1 minus rho, 1 minus 0.7. okay, so 0.7 to the power 8 into 0.3. That particular problem I was talking earlier, when the rho becomes greater than 1. So in the particular problem that came in GATE IME 2005 paper, no, I am reading the problem. Consider a single server of queuing model with Poisson's arrival. Lambda is given over R. So first step we have to do, always keep in mind, we have to write the given data only. Okay, first step is that for solving numericals, fast and easy. So first write the given data over 4 per hour. Okay, now exponential service is also given, so you can also write 4 per hour. Look, this and this becomes same. Okay, now we need not to convert this as it is already in per hour, both of them. So we need not to convert it in per hour. Now the numbers in the system is restricted to maximum of 10. 10 is limit over here. It is given 10. So P10, the probability that a person comes in, leaves without joining the queue. We have to find the probability that a person comes in and leaves without joining the particular queue is how much. What is the probability we have to find? So probability is P10, as because 10 given, this maximum is 10 is allowed. So we have to find P10. What is the probability P? We know the formula for this particular finding of probability. Already know, that is rho to the power n p. Okay, so for particular this formula we can calculate easily this probability, but say we calculate with this one only. Let's see what is the problem. For Pn, say Pn equal to rho to the power n into P0. Okay, now rho, this is Pn. Okay, this is Pn. Now rho, what is rho? Rho we already know, rho is the utilization factor and it is given by lambda by mu. Okay, lambda by mu. So lambda by mu here comes 4 by 4, that is 1. So if we use this particular formula, we can write it as P0, rho to the power n into P0 formula we already know, 1 minus rho. Okay, so we can write as P to the power a, this one will be 10. As for finding 10, this will be 10. For 10%, limit is 10. So rho to the power 10 into 1 minus rho. So 1 minus rho, this rho is 1 already. So it gives rho to the power 10 into 1 minus rho, that is 1 minus 1, it is 0. So it is coming 0. And that could not be the probability. 0 could not be the probability. So we have to manipulate in certain way to get the particular answer, So let us now come to the basic concept of finding probability. What is the basic concept in finding probability? So as because we are getting P, what you can say, rho equal to lambda by mu, that is 1, the utilization factor. So we cannot solve using the particular formula for finding probability Pn equal to P rho to the power n dot P0. So we have to find a alternative way to find the probability of the person for maximum of 10 and who comes in and leaves without joining the queue. That is the person who comes but don't take the service only. So let us try it in a different way. Let us we know say P0 plus P1. These are the probabilities, for 1%, for no person, for 2%, P2 plus P3 plus dot. You can say up to Pn. You can say it is as 0. Now we have already found it in the previous video how to find the P2 for n less than equal to 2. For P2 we have already calculated, that is this part becomes obsolete for finding P2. Then it becomes 1 minus P0 minus P1, that we already know. Now we have to calculate for P10 we have to calculate. Okay, so for finding P10, say P10 will be somewhere between here, P10. Okay, now for P10 we have to calculate in a similar way, and we know P1 for probability of 1%, we know we have the formula of rho into P0, P0, you can say. For finding P2, for finding the probability of 2% in the system, we have the formula P square into P0. Okay, for finding probability of 3% in the system, we know what is the formula, that is a P rho cube dot P0. Okay, similarly you can have for finding the probability of 10% in the system, that is given by rho into, there is the utilization factor, into P0, and to the power will be P10. So we can write it in this way. So we will write in this way, that is P0 plus P1 we have to substitute by this one, that is rho into P0. Okay, plus P2 we will write in as rho square into P0. Okay, so rho cube into P0 plus root to the power 4 into P0 plus root to the power 5 into P0 plus root to the power 6 P0 plus root to the power 7 P0 plus root to the power 8 P0 plus root to the power 9 P0 plus root to the power 10 P0. Okay, so this will be equal to 1. Now you can take common. Okay, so we will take rho 0 common. Okay, let us take the rho 0 common. Taking rho 0 common, we will have P0 we will take P0 as common. Okay, so P0, taking P0 common, we will get 1 plus rho square plus rho cube plus root to the power 4 plus root to the power 5 plus root to the power 6 plus root to the power 7 plus root to the power 8 plus root to the power 9 plus root to the power 10 equal to 1 we can write. Okay, now you can calculate 1 plus 10 number. Okay, that is 11. So we can write P0 into 11 equal to 1. Okay, now for P0 we have 1 by 11. Now we have got P0 or P0, you can say. So that is the 1 by 11. Now we can use this formula or value to find out the probability of 10%. Okay, so from this one you can easily calculate P10 equal to root to the power 10 into P0. Okay, so P0 you have already got, and rho you already know from this one. Rho we have calculated earlier, lambda by mu, utilization factor. Okay, that is 1 only. Okay, so 1 to the power 10 into P0 is 1 by 11. Okay,